Right now on Connecticut's news station, a shooting in Waterbury putting 4 people in the hospital. What we know from police as the search for the shooter continues this morning.
And new details this morning about the weekend killing in Deep River. Authorities now identifying the suspect as the same man who allegedly stabbed half a dozen people in Massachusetts.
And also ahead this morning, another district with unhappy teachers in Connecticut. New Haven leaders passing a new budget that falls short of what some wanted. We'll have the details.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Wednesday morning. Hope you're off to a great start so far. We're glad you're here. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Keith McGilfrey. Let's get going at 6. It was a beautiful walk-in today.
Yeah, it was.
Really comfortable as we check in with meteorologist Matt Scott. Our first check of the forecast. Good morning.
Still getting dressed here.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, ready.
Looking good.
Shoelaces down.
Don't trip back to the...
Thank you very much. And I just realized not only am I so disorganized, but Piscatelli left the wrong clicker here. So, excuse me. I'll be back in a second. Here I am with the right clicker. Good morning. Rachel. Beautiful start to the day. Feels refreshing out there. Do have some rain coming in, a couple of downpours as well. Pre-weekend seasonal temperatures in the 7-day. What about that weekend? We'll talk about it coming up. Satellite radar picture looking good across the land. That's your trouble for tonight. A little disturbance coming through. We'll spin up this way, give us a crack at some rain. 60 degrees in Farmington. Look at the dew point though. 55. It is nice out there. Temperatures in the 50s up to our lucky 61 in New Haven right now, and the dew point, which is, well, where was the dew point? There it is. It was pretty low. I was looking too high. Pretty low for now and staying fairly dry, so a nice day ahead. Look at tonight, though, as we show you the high-res guidance. You're going to see some pop-up storms, and some of them have a little punch to them, so I'm not going to rule out a decent rainmaker by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. We'll get that out of the way, and I think we'll start to set up for a nice weekend. So a sunny start with a few showers coming in, really not until dinner time, but maybe an isolated shower coming up at about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll have the forecast leading up to the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Coming up in a few seconds, assuming she has the right clicker, is Rachel Piscatelli. Good
Matt,
morning.
Imagine how I feel when I have to do double duty.
Right?
You know,
It's
hard to keep it straight.
Juggling, I know, but only you can do it, you talented woman.
All right, good morning. 6:02, almost 6:03 right now. I do have the right clicker in my hand. We all look pretty good this morning. An earlier crash in Danbury has cleared out by exits 4 and 5. The roadwork that was out there too, that has cleared. Over in Southington, looking a lot better this morning because the roadwork has cleared exit 30 through about 32 and 26 through 30 on the flip side. So Waterbury, we're looking at 84 east and westbound out by exit 25. That looks good this morning as traffic is moving. However, there is a bit of a sun glare because of all that sunshine. Waterbury exit 25 to 18 is 5 minutes. Route 8 south, Seymour to Shelton, is 5 minutes. We'll take a live look outside over New Haven this morning. 95, both directions are looking good with light volume. Minor delays, New Haven to Bridgeport, 31 minutes. Those are your typical delays as you're traveling into Bridgeport this morning. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Rachel. 6:03 now, and 4 people in Waterbury. Now the latest victims of gun violence in the city. They were shot last night on Mitchell Avenue, this all near West Main Street.
Now, there are still a lot of details that we're working to find out right now, but we do have Fox 61's Brooke Griffin. She's live in Waterbury with what we do know so far. Brooke, what's the latest?
Well, first and foremost, Waterbury police say that 4 people were shot yesterday evening. Now, it's not currently known what their conditions are. We do know that they have injuries this morning. But what we do know so far is that investigators say around 7 o'clock yesterday evening, they were called to the Mitchell Avenue neighborhood on reports of shots fired. When they arrived, officers say they found evidence that at least 1 gun had been fired and then quickly located the 4 victims. They tell us each of them was shot at least once. The victims were taken to the hospital to be treated, but there is no word on exactly how serious those injuries are. Our crews were at the scene last night and say that there were several evidence markers on the street in front of a long row of homes. Police had much of that area blocked off for hours as they investigated. Reports show this marks at least the 10th shooting investigation in Waterbury this year. Now, this number is down quite a bit from last year at this time as the mayor and police continue the efforts to lower the violent crime rates here in the city. So a much different number from last year. They say that these efforts efforts are working, but of course they still have a long way to go. But as far as yesterday's shooting scene, there's no word on if any suspect has been caught at this point. As soon as we have any information, we'll get that out to you. Live in Waterbury, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thanks so much for the updates. We'll definitely check back. Meantime, the New Haven Board of Alders approved the budget for the next fiscal year. It does not include all of the money for schools that teachers were hoping to get. The education part is about $208 million there. That's $12 million less than what the teachers union requested. As of right now, we're not aware of any job cuts from this budget. Teachers told us that they wanted a larger investment from the city to keep class sizes smaller and to address students' post-pandemic struggles.
The needs of our students are growing more and more complex. We know there are English language learning needs. We know there are mental health needs. We know the facilities of our schools need investment. So, as a result, we believe that funding must be delivered to make sure that solutions are in place.
As for the rest of the city's budget, it includes money for additional housing inspectors, park staff, and transportation officials, all in an effort to improve housing, parks, and traffic safety. An additional $2 million will go to the Youth at Work program, which helps young people find an after-school or summer job.
6:06 on a Wednesday morning, investigators now confirming the person accused of a stabbing spree in Massachusetts is also the suspect in a homicide in Deep River. Let's break down what we know at this point. 26-year-old Jared Ravizza appearing in a courtroom yesterday to be arraigned on charges from one of the stabbings. Authorities saying he went to a McDonald's in Plymouth, Massachusetts, Saturday night and stabbed 2 workers.
When he got up to the drive-through window, he was argumentative with a male employee. The defendant lunged out the window of his vehicle and stabbed the male employee in the forearm with what appeared to be a long kitchen knife.
Prosecutors say Ravizza went inside and stabbed another employee before taking off. Earlier that day, police say he stabbed 4 girls inside a movie theater in between Plymouth and Boston in Braintree, Massachusetts. That happening a few hours after he allegedly killed a man at a rental property in Deep River. This morning, we now know the name of that man. Police identifying him as 70-year-old Bruce Feldman of West Hartford. Neighbors saying Feldman was staying with Ravizza at the rental property for a couple of weeks. As of now, Ravizza is not charged with the killing in Deep River. State police tell us a person can't be charged with a crime in Connecticut while being held in custody in another state. Not clear at this point when authorities will move to have Ravizza extradited here to face those new charges.
Governor Ned Lamont and leaders in Bridgeport say that they're growing concerned about the amount of gun violence in the city. Lamont and Mayor Joe Ganim spoke yesterday about the series of shootings over the holiday weekend. There were 5 in total over the course of about 5 hours. Several people were hurt. No suspects are in custody. Officials say that the number of shootings fell in last year, and they didn't want to see that trend go the other way.
We have not seen this current level of violence in recent times here in Bridgeport.
No one deserves to live in a neighborhood, in a building, in a city where shots are fired, where they could be a victim or someone in their family or friends can be a victim.
Now, 3 of those shootings happened at the P.T. Barnum housing community. Police say they appear to be connected. Now, in the other shootings, one man was hit while walking on Ezra Street, and a woman was shot in the face while driving on Holly Street. Anyone with information on these shootings is asked to call Bridgeport Police. And Bridgeport Police say they caught one of the people involved in a deadly shootout during a robbery at an illegal gambling club. Officers announced the arrest of 38-year-old Sean Elam yesterday. They say he's one of the people who fired shots during the robbery. 2 men were killed. 2 others were seriously hurt in the shooting. It happened at a club on Stratford Avenue the night of March 30th. Police tell us they expect to make more arrests.
A driver arrested after hitting a light pole and 3 pedestrians. This in Hartford, happening at the intersection of Main Street and Park Street. Just before 9 last night, one pedestrian has a head injury. The others just minor injuries, fortunately. Police say the driver took off but was arrested a little bit later. No word on how those pedestrians are doing this morning. Obviously, if we learn anything new throughout the broadcast, we will bring that to you. Also learning that one person was seriously injured in a pedestrian crash, this in Newington, around 9:30 Monday night at the intersection of Richard Street and Willard Avenue. Police saying the person was hit by a car. As of this morning, there is no update on that individual's condition. We're told the driver stayed on the scene and is cooperating.
A state environmental official faces charges for allegedly impersonating a police officer. Police say Richard Swan was driving a state vehicle on April 27th when he pulled over 3 juveniles in Old Saybrook. They say Swan displayed a badge and then took the kids' licenses to give to police. Swan is not a police officer. He does not have the authority to conduct traffic stops, and he is due in court next month. And we reached out to Old Saybrook Police for a comment on this. Chief Michael Spera released a statement. It reads in part, "It is disturbing that an individual would violate the public's trust by misrepresenting themselves as a police officer, and even worse, to juveniles. I fully support the victims' pursuit of justice after their frightening experience." And we also reached out to the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection on this. A spokesperson there tells us that Swan is on administrative leave while police and the department conduct their own investigations.